My name is Destiny Kent, and I'm 32 years old. A business that picks up trash from factories in the suburbs of Detroit, turning trash for real into cash. My brother texted me last week. Don't join the family chat. People will be able to smell the engagement party. Sewage on you. Everyone stopped laughing. Emojis. Someone else said, the trash, I didn't know where the sweeper should go. I just sent a quick text to the person in charge of the place. Keep track of the payments, I didn't need anything else. The next morning, a lot of people called my phone. The manager's voice shook. What did you just do? If you have ever had someone say no to you if your last name is the same as mine, hit the like button, click the icon and sign up for this story because it's going to get dirty and you won't want to not know what would happen. That afternoon, the nursing home called and I could hear Grandma Evelyn's voice. I heard Sawyer say, Destiny, as clearly as ever. She said that I was talking too much again, without saying hello. Don't let that boy make you don't trust yourself. Your business takes care of a lot of trash every month. I leaned against the wall while he kept talking. Office trailer in the yard where the work gets done. The sound of compactors in the background. Grandma was always there for me when I needed her. One guy who knew what the business was all about. It took a lot of work to be successful. It began at 4 months ago. Lane York Sawyer has been best friends with a loan officer at the nearby college, and one night, the bank sent me a private message. Sawyer lost a big ad deal and now needs $12,000 quickly for his engagement party. Addie won't ask because he's too proud to go to the car museum. I looked at the screen. You tell me. Sawyer had been talking about this for a long time, party for weeks. What it would be like to be. How Morgan Nash, the most important thing to happen this season, his fiancée, who is an influencer, did the best. I sent the cash through Lane the next day. No questions, I made myself think it was for not him, but the last name. Fast forward to dinner at Mom's birthday at the steakhouse in the city. Ruth Kent sat at the head of the table, grinning as Sawyer told him about his most recent pitch wins. I came right from when I got there. I was still wearing my work polo shirt, with the logo sewn on the chest. Sawyer smiled when he saw me first. Did you fight any big ones, Destiny? That smell from the plant is like the smell of trash cans today, sticking to your hair. Morgan Nash leaned in and took the phone out to make a quick call. People won't want the party to be over. Yes. The shirts were ruined by the logos. The table laughed. Ruth raised her. Let's raise a glass to Sawyer's future. No distractions. I smiled and cut my steak. I sat next to Grandma Evelyn, put my knee under the table. I don't see what you built, she said in a soft voice. Don't listen to them. Later that night, I went back to my apartment. I browsed while looking out over the river, through Morgan's recordings. She put up clips of tours of the venue with the tagline, One dream there will be an engagement soon, so keep it classy. No one said who paid for it. Put down. The next time the family got together was Ruth's house in the suburbs had a BBQ. Sawyer turned on the grill and turned it over. He ate burgers, like he was in charge of everything. Brought potato salad. From the deli that was close by, the plant. When I put it down, Sawyer, be careful, sis. She waved a spatula. Want food that is high in fat? Morgan filmed the whole thing, paying close attention to my work boots. The real world is behind the... She told the story with a laugh and thought it was cool. Emoji. Ruth took Sawyer aside, for I stood there and took pictures of them hugging him, on the edge of the patio, holding a beer, watched the smoke get bigger. Grandma turned around in the nursing home's chair. Are you all right? Yeah, I said. Just, she said, thinking about bids for expansion. Nodded. Focus on that. The rest is noise. A week later, Lane sent a text news. Catering photo booth using props from old cars confirmed local craft brewers are hiring bartenders. With each confirmation, there was a thank you. I said yes. But Sawyer never sent me an emoji. Bills from my business account since Lane had taken my business information and used it for bank's benefits that make the process go faster. He said $12,000 sent in small amounts. At the end, my boss saw how I was feeling at work when the shift changes. Family giving you sadness again. I said the same thing, allowing a cargo manifest. He shrugged. You sign the checks here. That means something. Another this time, Sawyer's Brewery is where dinner will be picked. He was the one who talked the most, with Morgan's hopes for followers. There are more than 50,000 brands that want your attention. When the server brought me my burger, Sawyer told a joke that everyone at the table could hear. I hope the kitchen didn't get it mixed up with parts of plants. There was a wave of laughter, and Ruth patted him on the back. Evelyn called Grandma and said, "My sons are funny. I checked out the group the next morning. You looked strong in the pictures. Keep your head up." I thanked her and jumped into new deals to clean up factory stocks with city haulers. The money came in steadily and honestly. Morgan was getting closer to Sawyer's party, put up mood boards. Stylish in the business. It's funny, given everything that has happened. Lane sent a final bill and paid for everything. I saved the email that said there was no balance without an answer. I had no idea that the family was getting ready for a big Storm.chat is going to blow up on Tuesday night. The family group chat had a lot of people in it. Notifications, while I read through my quarterly, Sawyer was the first to put reports on my desk. Don't come to the party. Destiny. We don't want the place to smell bad. Mom sent you a laughing face back. I typed right away. Know your place, honey. Cousin Finley added a string off fire emoji. Lane didn't say anything. Morgan gave someone the gift of holding there. I put the phone down on its back and I opened the banking app on my computer. The Lane had put all of my contracts together. The company pays for a business account. Quick approvals come with rewards. First, the $3,000 to book the Auto Museum's hall. I canceled the rental again. Cost. A pop-up came up to confirm. Next, making plans for steak dinners and $5,000 for sides for 150 people. Another tap. A different refund. A booth for taking pictures with industrial props that fit. The theme cost $2,000, not here. Bartending for locals $2,000 for special beers. The total went back to canceled. I had $12,000 in my account when I closed it. The app and looked at the balance. No, not anger, just understanding, like saying yes to a finished haul. My phone rang again. A letter from a friend this time. You are in charge of the business, Grandma Evelyn. Don't let them use you. I have your I sent back a heart emoji and turn off the computer. That day, I had already spoken with city officials about a new deal for a landfill. Talked to officials about a new deal for a dump. They said nice things about how quickly we worked and asked about Sawyer's party felt far away as it got bigger. Trucks were already coming to the factory with a lot of cars and metal from factories putting together packages for shavings, sludge, and coolant. My team went through all the junk and turned it into possible finds that can be turned into cash. Sawyer had been there before, complaining about he acted like his marketing sounded like it. The gigs were the best of all. I heard Mom's speech for her birthday. Again, I tried to forget about it, but the refunds cleaned up. I drove home through letting the windows down in the peaceful suburbs. The cool air at night helped me think more clearly. The museum's manager would find out soon enough. In my kitchen, I filled a glass with water, and read emails from suppliers. Everything payments stopped by themselves. No alerts yet. Finley started a chat poll. Who's the party got votes? From aunts and uncles. I turned off the thread and made a spreadsheet with predictions for the next 3 months. What growth meant quarterly forecasts. Growth meant hiring more drivers and making improvements compactors. Growth that is real. Evelyn's, the screen lit up when the message came. She had seen so many family favors have gone wrong over when the clock struck 10, I locked up. Alarms for the first shift. Truck began at 5. Sawyer's words stuck with me, but the returns felt like the end. Like closing a gate for too much. Before I went to bed, I didn't look at the chat again. The next day, I got to the yard. Ed gave me the list before the sun came up, for shipments coming in from 3 different factories. We planned the routes and changed them as needed, schedules that are effective. By noon, I looked at bids from suppliers for new shredders. The numbers added up. Lane sent the last contract for the place weeks ago, which put my company's taxes at the top of the list ID for tax breaks. I had agreed to without a second thought. Now every line I got my money back for the thing and then went out to eat. Tacos with more are available at the food truck outside. I sat on a box and watched as they added hot sauce. Cranes pick up boxes. A message from I'm proud of you for making the I smiled and put the phone away. Afternoon meetings with people who care about the environment. Things went well for the people in charge of compliance. Gave us another year of proof. I changed the payroll in the back office. Approved for the top performers. The talk kept quiet. No new pings. Evening. When I switched shifts, I told the night crew what they needed to know on priority halls. Everything went well. It worked like clockwork. I drove home while the sun was going down. There was classic rock music playing on the radio by the river, washed away the day, and made it easy pasta. I sat down at the counter and scrolled before bed. Evelyn called to talk about work. Did you hear anything? I didn't say a word. Fine, let them work it out. We had a talk about the new garden she made at home. I'm going to hang up now because the tomatoes are coming in. Grounded. Put the phone on the charger lights out by 11. Dreamed of big roads and trucks that are full. My phone rang at 7 the next morning with a number from the museum that I don't know. It looked like the management was in a lot of trouble. Payments canceled. After 48 hours, the contract will be over, unless it was reloaded. I drank while he talked. He drank coffee at the kitchen counter. Told the people in charge of setting up the deposit loss about the standby lighting rigs are only half set up. He asked for it before he hung up immediate deposit by wire. I told them I would looked over and ended the talk. A message from the caterer took orders for steak 4. They need to confirm 150 today or they will be let go. The body. I held on to it. Lane wrote a note. Sawyer is freaking out a little. I had to let him know that your business was on the I didn't sign contracts because I didn't want to feel bad. Answer. An hour later, alerts burst. Morgan went live on Reels from. There was makeup all over the dashboard of her car. Our future sister-in-law called off the party because they were jealous of how happy we were. There were a lot of questions. Comments and broken hearts marks fire. She read a few. A voice that is loud breaking up dreams that have already been broken. People who watch rose above 10,000 in just a few minutes. She tagged the caterer for the event. Everyone Finley jumped in with her own reel putting together pieces of Morgan's crying overlay text junk business. The boss dies party for the Kent family drama, and there were 200,000 people in the area who liked how unstable Yosher Kent was. Looked at the views for 4 hours. Office. Trailer while waiting for packages to come. Ed came in with social load. Tickets? I thought the news would make a big deal out of your name. Said signing manifests. He nodded and sent. More emails from suppliers about the photo booth. The operator went crazy when it came to prop returns. The bartender was worried about the deposits on the kegs. I didn't send anything. Morgan's life changed to questions and answers. She believes that money is what runs everything, all of it. Followers sent virtual gifts. Finley sent pictures of the changes. The tagline on my company's website says, "Meet the party killer." A lot of people liked things kept going in the yard. Drivers separated unpacked chemical drum sorters. The income stayed the same after recycling. Joined a call with a new client plant needs dangerous throwing away. The deal is done for a month service. The phone kept buzzing. Blocked the museum number after the third call. The caterer called and left a message for order at 12 hours and put it away. Morgan was done. There were 50,000 people watching her feed in real time. Good news, Finley is now on the trending list. 10. I ate a sandwich for lunch. The pier for shipping. The sun was shining down on the squad said no to the stacked up containers. Questions. Work went well. City in the afternoon. As usual, the inspector came to look things over. Passed with flying colors. Forms Lane signed pictures taken for records. I called twice and no one picked up. Morgan, there were articles that were posted, but no one was at the tables. Sad caption. Finley put in polls. Do you support one side or the other? The votes were not fair against me. I looked into how well the fleet was being taken care of. The logs were kept, The oil was changed, and the tires were rotated. The end of changed briefed replacements. Drove home, we ordered takeout for dinner when there wasn't as much traffic. I ate while I read my emails. Morgan's number of followers is going up, increased by 5,000, Finley said. This is gold. Content. No, after the shower. I put on my sweats. I opened my laptop to look at my money situation. Good balance. Vendors have stopped sending alerts. When the caterer said it was okay to go, the museum sent an email to let everyone know that the deal was done. Done. Saved. Looked. Through the industry people gave each other advice on how to grow in these forums. Added topics that were relevant to my bookmarks. Not loud. Read a chapter of a business, read a book. Go to bed early. The trucks will be here in the morning. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was going over the bills when the doorbell rang. The home office. Morgan was there when I opened it. The mascara was smudged and puffy on the step eyes, down the cheeks. Destiny, can you give the I don't respect you anymore? You want your money back? I crossed my arms over my chest. You clean up trash, can't pay for. She kept her phone close, like a rope. Stores are shutting down. People who used to like me now hate me. I stayed in the do-it-yourself next time. She begged for 5 minutes, and her voice got louder. I closed the curtains because the ones next door were moving. Door in the middle of a speech. Mom called right away. First call, Destiny, please help your brother. Everyone in the family loves him, but no one pays attention to him. Think about how embarrassed we all are. Not accepted. Third, you're hurting his feelings. Straight to voicemail. Fourth, pick up I block the number, or else. Grandma Evelyn called soon after. Don't. You should listen to your mom because you are the boss. Thank you, Grandma. I want to keep my business safe, said voice steady. She quickly gave a story about the mistakes Dad made at work last time. How favors made ships sink. I paid close attention. Morgan is resting on the kitchen island. The car stayed outside for 10 more minutes. The engine is off. Finally gone. I only work on lines that aren't blocked. Checked a camera for security. A street with no one on it. I made tea. Evelyn sent me a picture while I was sitting on the couch of the flowers in her nursing home. Strong roots. Smiled and kept it. There is a new question on the company's dashboard. From a parts supplier for bulk disposal, quote, a response to the competition was written. Mom tried again from a different number. Blocked again. Morgan sent a number. Blocked again. Morgan sent astery. A blurry selfie caption. I felt like I had been let down with blood. People said they got it. I shut the app called Ed in the evening to get an update. There were no problems with clearing all the loads. Yes, they talked about volunteers who work more than their hours. Put down the phone. Stretched. I walked around in the backyard, saw the neighbor on the fence line and waved. When asked about recycling, over hedge get up, gave a schedule. Back inside, made dinner. Grilled chicken with vegetables. Evelyn called while we were eating. We didn't have any screens. Sawyer is walking around Ruth's house. Let him go back. Fine. We talked about her body over stew. At the end of the talk, a warm wash for treatment progress. The dishes were put in the dishwasher and checked for tomorrow's schedule for client visits to show off equipment put. Morgan's follower, drop outfit aside, hit the news. Feed down 200 unread read an email from a regular contract lawyer reviews brought up a lot of different priorities. Dried hair wrote down 3 things it wanted to do. After the quarter lights went out at 9, I slept well. I drove to the factory where the supplier's buyers work, the quotes walk through. The managers were impressed with our work, certifications, shook hands on a tentative deal terms, and then they stopped at the bank to cash their checks. The teller told stories about things that happened at other jobs, went to events in the area, had coffee, and then came back. Calls from team leaders in the afternoon meeting, with the safety officer to get an update signed, off on processes and looked over personal Evelyn, left a message saying she would pay off bills and bring an auto. I also heard Morgan crying on the phone. Ruth, she, heard it once and then threw it away. Set presentation for a city council bid. The slides are ready, and I bought things online for the office. Delivery was confirmed. Night ran around the area to cool off, stretched, made a stir-fry. Gave it some taste, saw a documentary about new ways to get rid of trash. I took notes and went to bed at 10. The routine was good. 3 days later, I got an email from the subject line of the museum's email was brave. The deal is done. Guests got text messages saying their reservations had been canceled from Sawyer's phone location. Not available. Change the date. Many people said they were sorry, confused, or something else. Sawyer's agency sent out an email that was full of rage, finishing the afternoon. Each person drama that hurts the brand's image. He put things in his bag, his desk by 5. Morgan learned 4. The sponsors got rid of the morals clauses because of a public outcry. Email made it clear that his reputation was in danger. Finley told last real luxury setup was made fun of voiceover in a quiet hall from glam party to one night. 1.5 million people watched Trash Fest. Sawyer moved into the extra room at his mom's place. There were a lot of boxes in the garage on the weekend. Ruth made his favorite meals and stood up for him, people who live close by. 3 weeks of arguing got worse because of the costs. Mom went crazy. I can't help someone who doesn't pay their own way. Sawyer left, I read while I was carrying a duffel bag and had no plans. The breakfast sign for the museum, meeting with investors. They said they would to pay for a new way to sort things. Signed papers. Drove. To the site to start building shot. Shovels. And mud smiles for Ed Sawyer heard rumors about the agency and the press. He didn't care when. People in his neighborhood blacklisted him. Morgan's profile went dark after the briefing. After Exodus, there were no new posts. Finley made money by selling views. Sawyer used a camera to take pictures of himself and his college friends while they were couch surfing. Friends. Jobs turned down applications. Ruth, they changed the locks after the last fight. They asked family members to say how sorry they were. They didn't say anything. Added new ways to get to nearby counties. Trucks hired more people and showed them how to do their jobs. The sessions went well, and every 3 months the profits went up, 20% more. The board said yes to the bonuses. Morgan applied for jobs in stores online. The interviews didn't go well. Finley worked with drama channels. The amount of money coming in went up. Sawyer rented a watch and put in a pawn ticket wallet. Ruth didn't go to the bridge club people whispered about it. I went to comments made at a business meeting on linked to and thrown away in a way that is good for the environment. First, they traded cards and then went home, class, and updated the software that keeps track of the fleet. Put all the cars in right away. Morgan temp agency for speed, putting things back where they belong, cleaning up the office, and a quick Finley got 1 million subscribers after shifts. Sawyer did weird things for the new line of products. Apps for getting things delivered. The tips barely covered gas. Ruth put her extra room up for rent online, moved in. I made a big deal with Auto Giant. An agreement that lasts for a few years, with the Team BBQ.